Okay, so speaking to this concept of finding your roar, do you recall a time in your life where you feel like you found your roar, meaning maybe like your sense of place and purpose in this world?
Yeah, I think that in anything in life, you go through, the journey, and there'll be certain moments in that time that you'll discover sort of who you are. And there's a real big difference between saying you're a man and becoming a man. And my father would always say to me, he's like, you always want to, look back at the work you've done and be proud. So I think for me, what my daughter's too. I think when she was born, that was where I really felt like I understood my purpose and just my inner roar of what I need to be a man and do good by my daughter.
And I see that you've done a mix of live action and voiceover. What was it that attracted you to this project and this character?
It's Pixar. This is like, I've always sort of used the analogy of if I was a former athlete in my past life, which I totally was, it would have been like getting the call to go to the Olympics. This is the top, and just really proud to be part of something that's, such an important film. But everybody that works at Pixar is such a solid group of people. They are at the top for a reason. It starts from the ground up.
And we talked about finding your voice in sort of a metaphorical way, but talk a little bit about finding this character's voice, and were there different versions of it? Did it take a while to get it down?
Well, the funny story is when I had gotten the call that they were interested in me for the role of Nash. I was playing a character on Justified, Danny Crow, and he's this really horrible person. So when I showed up to meet Peter, he's like, I just love your character in Justified, and that's who when I took and sampled the voice, Danny Crow came through, and I was like, this is, sociopathic, murderous character. Like, how do you see him in a Disney Pixar movie? And so we started playing around in the booth with the voice, and when I was doing Justified, I had a bunch of chew that I was doing during the entire shoot, so I had a big mouth, and obviously there was no chew up at Pixar, so there was the big bowl of Jolly Ranchers, and I was like, can I wait 1 second? I like stuffed my mouth full of Jolly Ranchers, and I don't know if when you put a Jolly Rancher in your mouth the first time, like, you starts watering, but Danny Crow came out as soon as my lip was out, and his voice came, but I literally was like, I felt sorry for anybody that had to use the mic after, because it was just like water. It was like, ah. So, but it was So Nash's voice was sort of found through a mouthful of Jolly Ranchers.
Nice. And can you talk about working with Peter? What's he like as a director?
I mean, he is everything that he comes off as. He's just a thoughtful person, a real sensitive man, and so open. And I mean, this is his journey, and I was just a cog in the wheel along it. But you really feel that emotional journey with these characters. And the love that he explained to me, how he has for his child, and I really feel that love kind of came across in this film, that bond and the importance of family and stuff. And so yeah, I have a lot to my hat's off to him for this journey.
And there's an important theme about facing your fear and coming out on the other side. Is there an example from your own life where you saw a journey and it was scary and you took it and survived?
Yeah, I think I was bullied a lot growing up and stuff. I had a lot of fears and anxieties, and overcoming them and finding how to be fearless or to be brave and stuff. So I think overall, I think it's just surrounding yourself with the right amount of people, and have the same sort of positive outlook, and finding your voice, and and through acting I really sort of got to sort of break that mold of being fearless. And it was the biggest fear, I think, was rejection, or people not understanding my what I wanted to say or how I wanted to say. I had a big learning disability as a kid, so there was a lot of different things that I was so self-conscious about. So I had to just had to put the work in, and it all worked out.
And there's also a theme of friendship between these two characters. They're allies on this journey together. Is there one particular person that's really been like an ally for you as you've been on your journey?
My dad and I was my best friend. He passed away a couple years ago from cancer, but my dad and I were inseparable. He was by far. I mean, I am who I am today because of the things he's taught me. So, yeah, great guy.
Yeah, that sort of leads to my next question. I mean, the movie has great aphorisms in it. You know, like on the other side of fear is beauty, and
Yeah.
you know, you have to earn your mark. And was he that person that made you part of
100%.
that
100%. You know, he just always was. You know, take pride in being a man. And you know, the last thing he said to me, "It is what it is, son." Like, and that's, you know, it is what it is. You just have to sort of hit it head on and take it for what it's worth. Not overthink it.
And when you watch the finished film, do you have a favorite scene or sequence?
It did probably the scene with the dad when he comes back. I lost it when the first screening. The thing I was super emotional, just because it was so truthful and hit home with me. That scene there, and then I really like the campfire scene where Sam's character Butch tells that story. I just love Sam's voice, so you can listen to that all day. And meeting Sam at the last press junket, and even when he would give like his interviews and stuff, I'm like, man, you sound so awesome. So,
He does have a great voice.
Yeah.
And then finally, this movie is a great outdoor adventure. Are you an outdoor adventurist yourself?
Yeah, big outdoor guy. I was born in Dublin, Ireland, but we emigrated to Vancouver, Canada when I was 6. So grew up, you know, snowboarding and being in the outdoors and stuff. And that's when you see this movie, it's unbelievable, just the character that's being created as the environment. It's such a character in the film, and you can't. After I was like, how did you guys? Were those play shots? Were those real? And they're like, no, that was actually animated. And to me, they've again. I don't know how they do it each film, but in this film, they've stepped up their game again, and the environment is nothing like you've ever seen in your life.